Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dhruti Gathri and you're watching Skyline. Tonight, Washington is asking one question. How did one of America's most powerful senators die all of a sudden? Well, for years, Lindsey Graham, he stood at the center of America's biggest political and foreign policy battles. He was one of Donald Trump's closest allies. He was one of the loudest voices on Ukraine, one of the toughest critics of Iran, and someone who shaped the US foreign policy for decades. And then everything changed. News broke that Senator Mr. Lindsey Graham, he has died after what his office describes as a brief and sudden illness. Within minutes, social media exploded, questions appeared, rumors spread, conspiracy theories began flooding the internet. Some believed that there had been a bigger story behind. Others warned that people should not jump to any kind of conclusion here, and that is exactly where today's story begins. Because whenever a high-profile leader dies unexpectedly, facts often arrive slowly, but rumors travel at lightning speed. Officials have confirmed Lindsey Graham's death, but many claims that are circulating online that remains unverified, and authorities have not yet announced evidence of any foul play here. So tonight, let's separate facts from speculations. But while America was still processing the shocking news, something happening thousands of kilometers away, it made the whole story even more controversial. Soon after reports of Graham's death spread, several Iranian media outlets and many social media users posted messages celebrating the news. Some old images, old threats, and alleged revenge lists suddenly began circulating online, and those posts quickly went viral. Many users claimed that they were proof of something much bigger. But there's an important point here. So far, no US authority has said that Iran had anything to do with Lindsey Graham's death. No official evidence has been linked to those online posts to the senator's death. The celebration online and the cause of death, they are two completely different issues here. But on social media, those lines quickly became blurred. People started connecting unrelated events. Old videos resurfaced. Years-old statements were shared again. Hashtags began trending worldwide, and this is how misinformation grew during international tension. One post becomes hundreds, hundreds becomes thousands, and then millions of people believe something that has never been proven. Then another theory entered the whole conversation, and this one pointed not towards Iran but towards Russia. That's right. Another wave of speculation focused on Lindsey Graham's recent visit to Ukraine. He had traveled there only days before, and that alone was enough for a lot of conspiracy theories to begin. Some social media accounts claim that Russia might somehow be involved here. Others pointed to Mr. Graham's long history of criticizing Moscow. Again, there is no evidence supporting those claims though. No American investigation has publicly linked Russia to his death. No intelligence agency has announced such findings, but yet the theory that continues spreading. This shows something important about today's digital era. When a public figure dies unexpectedly, people often search for dramatic explanations. Sometimes the simplest explanation receives the least attention. Sometimes the loudest voice online, that is not the most accurate one. And yes, that is why official investigations do matter. Not viral tweet, not anonymous accounts, not edited videos, just clear facts. And yes, as rumors continue to spread, many people began asking another question here. What are investigators actually doing? Following Mr. Graham's death, the FBI confirmed it was assessing local authorities. That announcement immediately created another wave of headlines. Some online users claimed that this meant investigators suspected murder, but that is not what officials have said. The FBI often assists in cases involving high-profile public officials. That alone does not prove any foul play though. While authorities have not announced any evidence of crime, they have not confirmed an assassination. They have not identified any suspect. The official cause of death, that is still under medical examination when these discussions began. Investigations exist to establish facts, not to confirm internet rumors. So while social media pushed ahead, officials continue gathering evidence very carefully. But yes, even as questions surrounded his death, another story reminded Americans what Lindsey Graham he had been working in his final weeks. Well, politics never really stopped for Mr. Graham here. Even in his final days, he remained deeply involved in foreign policy. Reports say that one of his biggest priorities was encouraging better relations between Saudi Arabia and Israel. Well, for years he believed stronger ties between America's allies it could reshape the entire West Asia. Whether people agreed with his views or not, few questioned his influence. He spent decades traveling across the world, meeting presidents, prime ministers, military leaders, and diplomats. Well, supporters say that he never slowed down. Critics often challenged his policy, but both the ends acknowledged one thing. Lindsey Graham, he remained one of Washington's most active foreign policy voices until the very end. And then doctors released the first medical findings, ladies and gentlemen, and they changed the direction of the entire conversation. Well, according to medical findings shared by Mr. Graham's office, doctors found an aortic dissection. Well, this is a tear in the wall of body's largest artery. Well, medical experts say that it can happen suddenly and it is often life-threatening. Well, officials also said that more testing, including toxicology and microscopic examinations, would be completed before issuing the final report. And then came another emotional moment. President Trump, he spoke publicly about his final conversation with Lindsey Graham. He said that Mr. Graham had already returned from Ukraine. He recalled that Graham sounded slightly worried and tired after the long journey, but otherwise seemed perfectly normal. They discussed political work, including legislation Graham strongly supported. Neither man knew that it would be the final conversation. Sometimes history changes without any warning. One phone call, one ordinary conversation, and suddenly it became the last memory. Today, the question remains. The internet continues debating, speculation continues spreading, but investigations that rely on evidence, not assumptions. Until authority release final findings here, claims circulating online should be treated very carefully because in today's world, information moves fast, but facts often take time. And those facts really matter. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dhruti, you're watching Skyline. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay cautious, and I'll see you in the next episode.